It's technically 4, I guess, if Rumble actually gets in there. To dunk on with the Galio, double AP solo laners. If you ever get into the backline, the Varus hates playing. I think it's bugs. The thing is, I think the passive is applying more than once when that happens. Flash forwards and Crisp, and a headbutt back. Gen.G needs to get out of range of that stun, can't do so. Blows both summoners. There's Crisp. I am maybe afraid he'd get headbutted away, but I think you can angle yourself with the wall behind you so it doesn't punt you out. Chovy now caught, has flash, doesn't flash in time, and Weibo get the kill on the support. IE, my dude, you gotta pull the Impale in a situation like that. The extra CC being away from Weibo would have been so crucial for a moment like that. Shears walking up though, and perhaps the Rumble can be the difference they need. First grub secured, Smite still available. Teleport coming through from that Ral who just died before. Jump falls onto Xiaohu now. Let me get much out of him. Impale now used to force the flash out of Xiaohu. 3 grubs to the side of FPX and a side of Fries. So many random changes to them. They had Milky Way, then well, did that towards the end of last year. Catching the enemy jungle. Chovy has flash, has heal. I don't think he dies here. Yeah, he'll be fine. Hang on, Tien might get walls done here. He now has the blast gun himself to get towards. They punt him over the wall. He has flash. Is anyone else coming into this play? Good damage. Cares around on the flank now too. So they're getting onto the back climb. Jump forwards. Alistar ult stolen for the first time this game. This is where the Silas gets kind of insane. Crisp does not have it his own ults. Perhaps he can walk forwards and get himself another W. Not that much value out of the first Alistar ult. Now the needlework from Breathe forced the flash out of IE. FPX would have felt like in a situation or two in the last minute they'd come out on top, but they're not quite able to do so. Alistar's roaming up. Crisp, will he be here in time? You have an exhaust, you have a W, you have a needlework. Do you have the ability to get yourself out of this? Impale comes down. No. No, you do not, but Chris does keep Chovy taking aggro, which does mean it's a 1-for-1. Kill goes over towards Chris, and it's a solo kill, which means that there's no benefit to Breathe. That is suddenly much less impactful. Chris has ult. Can't dive in ulting Alistar, really. So that'll be the end of this play. 1-for-1. FPX not getting clean wins. Oda, the boxes of Warhammer I need to get through at some point. Maybe I'll do that when I quote-unquote retire, i.e. turn off my stream and go to bed. Pushing towards the bot side, needlework on top side. Needlework stolen by Care now, but he doesn't have the Gwen passive, which is where a lot of the damage comes through. And I think Care might just get solo killed here. W will make it a little bit of an extended affair. I don't think he's living, though, in the snip. Will break the chains of Silas in a way he didn't particularly see coming. Chilies and stuff like that in Thai cooking. Also, you need to shave your head. Harold, why do you need to shave your head? There's a Herald going in towards topside. Breathe. Going for the 1v1 onto Care. Trying to get towards the Herald as an escape car. Well, we've seen that once or twice in the top lane at LPL, haven't we? Knock up onto Breathe. Will he be using it to fully retreat? I think so with the Galio. Well, a threat on the other side. Doesn't want to stick around under half HP. FPX will get themselves first turret. Dragon started by FPX. Weibo, do they choose to contest? Teleporting from Gwen. This could be our first big fight of the game. Xiaohu on the flank can ult to the other side of it if needed. Care, which ultimate is he going to use? Double knockup from Chris. And Gen.G, he has been cut off at the pass. Sent into the dirt. It's not a Thermopylae, even though there's an equalizer making the gates hot. And Weibo will walk away with 2. It'll be a third soon after. They'll take the kills. And they'll take the dragon after. FPX, they stole the Galio ult, couldn't use it. You have the paper save. Can I post the link? Yeah, sure. Post the link somewhere. I think the links are okay to post in chat. Yeah, absolutely, go for it. Top lane, not top lane, mid lane, outer turret will fall. Weibo, they take control of the game now. First big fight of the game. Get a wonderful flank. That one is actually, Darth Revan's is a well-known character from people outside the games because Nice Theory probably is good. Crisp has ult. Does he choose to pop it? That's a Galio ult trying to go onto the Rumble. Only forces that flash. Maybe able to get quit at the Chovy. Rel, who does go down pretty easily. Tower went down as well, just behind the plate. Teleport in from Care. Could potentially steal the Alistar ult, but it's too slow from FPX. At first I thought that bite here. Care would really like to steal an Alistar ultimate. Atakan, is it going to be an int? Breathe onto the side. No, I don't think so with a flank like that. Chachi does not have flash. He has given himself a red carpet from his teammate for his own demise. 2 quick kills back to the Atakan, and Weibo have shut down this Varus at every opportunity. The Varus didn't have a clean laning phase, and the 2 times it's died have been in important team fights. FPX have not been able to use the Varus at all. And the Atakan goes down. Sad times. Gen.G, look, I think he's actually been pretty good in the LPL, but this game has not been a good example of it. Hard to rate Or judge FPX, given all of the changes to the team. We're expecting to play with, well, they had Shadow, he left, shit, IU came in, Milky Way came out and in, and out again. Cat, not in a great spot here, flashes out of the pit. Getting rid of that Silas flash is pretty big. The Galliwalt used defensively wards them away from Dragon. Chris does have flash and ult, should be under that much threat. It's decent damage onto him though. Not pulling that ultimate. Dragon going down. Shall it be a steal? They're going to try and it's a flash in to try and deny the Dragon, and they can't do so. IU will drive back over the wall, losing the summoner. Been planned for. So Weibo already have an inherent advantage from that. They've had the roster on paper for a little bit longer. Of course, Chris came into this split. Was on the team before, rejoining the team after winning a split on top. He was leaving it after that point. Teleports was topside. Joy to cut it out now. Does have flash, has smite too. Might just die though, and poor Joy. He's just been caught out time and time again. FPX just behind on the macro. Not able to stand and fight, really. Cat, jumping forwards, doesn't have the Alistar ult in range because the Alistar's on the other side of the fight. Walks into the enemy redemption, perhaps thinking it was his own team's. Steals the Galio ultimate. Cat will have to recall and teleport back into the play. Ooh, good arrow over the wall there from Jachi. Good damage onto Weibo. I suppose Joy's come back alive, so Weibo get the pick, but they don't get it into an objective quickly enough. Was that another Varusar that missed? You know what? I've barely looked at the Varusars, because I've mainly just seen the Varus dying. I've been looking more at what's happening with the Silas. Yeah, Wait. Varus is useless. Varus is very, very strong. This is just a bottom tier team, sadly in Group Ascend. This is our worst team in Group Ascend, with unexpected roster changes. Struggling to communicate as a team. Jumping forwards onto Rel. It's not a bad Cyclone as Jachi forced to flash again. The Rel doesn't get value. It's a Galliwalt, which is not going to be used by Cat. Well, FPX don't care anymore. They don't have one left as Chris will punt Jachi into safety. A brief spot of good luck for this unfortunate Varus performance. But yes, I used to collect Eldar and Tyranids. Those are the two which I gross warps manifestations of their own darkest parts of their psyche and things like that. It's going to be a taunt potential onto the Skarnet. No, not just yet. Light. Oh my god, the Shiver ricochets the 3 items. It hurts. Not a bad double impale, but where's the follow-up? All it's done is impale a Cyclone and a Galliwalt into the backline. Oh, Weibo. They use the one impale, which seemed to impact a team fight, to their own advantage. Sheer will go down as well. Weibo, they have died only the once this game. It was a kill onto Breathe under turret. Something like 20 minutes ago at this point. FPX have not been able to take a single other kill this entire game. Weibo will walk forwards, uncontested basically, towards the Nexus. 17 kills to 1. Another kill onto the pile. Aggro will be taken by Chris, but not enough to bring FPX even to a second kill. The Phoenix looking... It's going to have to be sheer peeling for that Kai'Sa, and there are a lot of early threats that Kai'Sa has to dodge out on in the fight. On the flip side, FPX, they're able to throw out the Nocturne Ahri dive, get their setups.
Own, but that gives IYY time to start up these grubs. And
yeah, I like the flash burn there. I'm curious if Care, he doesn't really have time to wait for that TP, because he has ult up. If he's able to, like, TP back would be big, but okay, here we go. Here comes the trigger.
Pop Blossom, flash forward from Chovy is only able to grab onto the support. A good feather and blade color pullback from Light to create space, but they knock down Chris with 2 key ultimates. Siendo looking to re-engage. Spirit Rush out of Care. Another good charm comes across. Kresigar going to go down. IOI has to flash. Stairs going to land, but Jachi can't get close to doing the damage. He's going to get knocked up. He has to flash back, but Xiaohu just doesn't have enough damage to really make sure that one hurts. Care going to land another nice charm here onto Xiaohu. Now he has to burn his flash. Everybody walking away wincing.
Okay, I like how FPX executed that fight. Again, we're talking about Nico 6. They had the 6 advantage there between the supports and used it quite well. Oh, that's very critical, though. Jachi's base stopped, and I think he's headed for the gray screen.
Yep, a gift to Tien. Good call there by Chris to cancel those backs, and another plate
his pick, like the damage, it does fall off later on compared to the Orianna. So, gonna need to have Jachi carry that late game. So, I think it's why it's really important they slowed him down. It's Weibo to return to the map. They've gotten back on. They get a dragon for themselves.
Still playing up tempo with the pace, knowing they've got the paranoia. They've got all their ultimates back online, so they're forcing down this Rift Herald. TP's coming across from a mid laner and a top laner. It's Xiaohu and Sheer joining up here. Finally, they get the Scion involved as that tanky front line. Keep in mind, every second that ticks by, Cubby, you're leaving the York alone on the side lane.
Okay, here we go. The conditions are bad.
They went after Tien. The shockwave hits absolutely nobody. Xiaohu casts it way too early. Now he's got to deal with Sheer right on top of his. Chris was going to charm up a bunch of FPX members, but Xiaohu was dead. There was no way to save him. Killer instinct forward. Good dash back towards Chris, but Light cannot save him. Gen.G flashes back forward, and now Light is cut out of position. Does have his flash available and the Feather Storm. He'll have to drop the ult just to get himself back out. That's exactly what FPX needed. Kills on the board.
It was a bit of a botched fight there from Weibo as Tien and Xiaohu did not sync up there, but Tien's looking to steal this. If he finds the eye, it's his. Eye ward.
Yeah, IYY's going to flash, hit the eye, and then smite it to secure it. Now Tien has got to be back on the back foot here. Breeze can use the playblades to try to protect him, but Tien is on a one-way mission, and he's going to give another kill over to Gen.G, who's now 3-1 on this Kai'Sa.
All right, well, I saw the vision there. Unfortunately, the eye did not look your way, Tien. But the initial fight, Tien flashed out, and Xiaohu had the ball on the Xin Zhao, so the shockwave just went completely wide. I think it was a miscom between the two of them if we end up getting a replay, and from there, again, the shockwave is a huge tool, even just to threaten that you cannot walk through the Orianna ball. So I think that spell being down really opened things up for FPX. They were able to find something. York did get a ton in response, and he's going to get even more turrets for himself. So Breathe is going to be a massive problem this game. Talked about the break point of him not being able to be attacked by just two. And I think he thinks the Tien's going in. Yeah, there's a big shockwave, but he flashes out, and the shockwave only hits Shelly, and then the fight is really hard because Xiaohu caught a Scion, and now he's catching, well, 4 members in the bot lane.
Cubby going forward is, overload onto his side, find kills, find pressure, because you need to drag Breathe 2 fights. You need to drag him out of these side lanes going forward if you're FPX. That's really the biggest win con for Weibo. And knock down the last tier 1 turret.
Honestly, nice by Weibo in the long haul. I liked how Sheer played his way out of that one, though.
Oh boy, Breathe, I don't think he was wanting to deal with the jungler over the wall here. Paranoia back forward. IOI's going to go on in. Immediately gets charmed up with a Pop Blossom. Hits onto all 3 members. Shockwave comes back down. And Xiaohu is still finding a way to turn this fight. And with the healing of the Sundered Sky, Tien nearly fights Gen.G as well. Care gets away with a double kill. FPX still winning out in these skirmishes. A lot of the power for Weibo right now and items is in their top jungle. I like this from
Okay,
SPX.
here we go.
Yeah.
Ahri's going to proactively TP. They're going to go to rip it. Weibo was stuck mid. They were catching it high, and this is already at half. I mean, this is going to be dead.
It's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
love
gone.
This. Turn the lights out.
Okay,
There's no way
call.
in. Octagon to FPX.
Damn,
and
all right.
Warfare.
Honestly, LPL teams, take notes. I cannot emphasize how many games I've seen thrown around Otacon with starting it and like finding fights where your team gets shredded. That was really well done. They really called their bluff, relied on the Kai'Sa DPS to get that objective down. Took what I think is the most OP objective in the game right now. Like, Otacon's worth so much.
Here's the thing, though, Weibo, I love this immediate call, though. They go down mid lane. They see they were trying to force some top lane turrets out, so they take mid tier 2. They get 2 inners here for Gen.G.
I don't think it's worth it. Like, okay, the sole point is probably the biggest game changer for me, right?
Okay.
But, like, it's 1 inner on the Kai'Sa and an Otacon. You're getting soul point, and Kai'Sa 3 items is a really good break point for you if you can manage that fight. So in a way, gone, you send the Kai'Sa over the top and play from there. As okay, they're going to threaten with Kai'Sa DPS, hitting this Baron. It's already at half. Actually very low, though.
They're walking Breathe all the way over here.
No
TP. Chris was going to go in with the shockwave into the knockup. They're going after the Nocturne, and Tien picks up the kill. Great marking of the jungler, and now Baron is basically leashed here for Weibo. FPX, what can you do? Do you have to fight? Do you have to leave? They're going to go forward with a Pop Blossom onto 4 members, and the Scion steals away the Baron for FPX. Sure, they're going to lose 2 members, but Sheer just got away with a heist. Now Gen.G's got to find a way to get out on the wrong side of the map here with his own Baron. Gen.G's dead, but at least FPX don't leash Baron over to Weibo thanks to Sheer's heroics.
That was a heroic. I do like how Weibo, we really see Gen.G get stymied.
Oh, it's
stopped in her tracks. Just a miss smite by Tien, who, okay, he's dead when we get back, and Chris was also on the wrong side of the map. Okay, well, that's not great. Good
how we
play
got to
by
this
FPX.
spot. All right, Chris, how long can you delay? Oh, they're going to give this kill over. All right, they're going to give it to Care. He's using the redemption. Guys. Crisp is still alive, and way more taking inhibitor turrets. Is that worth for Chris? That took 20 seconds.
I mean, they don't lose any major monster objectives for it. They kind of stall at the Baron. It's whatever. I don't know how Weibo got there because we were in the replay. It was kind of weird. But, yeah, I think that it needs to be a world where... I mean... Yeah, FPX shouldn't be here. Like, let's be honest. That Baron should have went over to Weibo. If they get that Baron... was actually a decent idea. They got an inner on Kai'Sa just to give away 2. But now, this is the gambit that you play. They at least have Baron to help. And okay, fast play. Tien, no flash.
They're going after Tien without flash. Crescent Guard doesn't mean squad because FPX drop all the damage on top of him. Good double snare also comes across as Gen.G goes in the backline, flashes away for the grand entrance. Gen.G is just turning, burning through Weibo, but the shockwave will tag him. It looks like he's done enough, though. As Xiaohu and Bree, there are only 2 left to try and deal with the rest of FPX. Care gets caught in the play place, though, and now they've lost all their damage, and Bree is starting to free roam on to this fight.
So available for Weibo. Orianna has a lot of DPS. Paranoia is up, but he's gonna have to Paranoia for the steal, and Weibo's here first as a group. So I thought, like, FPX, the way they played that fight out, wasn't good enough. They still lose out on the soul, so they win the fight but lose the soul. And that so we'll see if Weibo can get in.
All right, let's see if FPX can secure this Baron on their own. Iowa is definitely healthy enough. They're going to go after the Scion. The lights go out just so FPX can secure this Baron. Sheer is going to die for the Baron that FPX are going to get. Now they've got to get out with these 4 members sporting the purple banner. It's kind of a hide-and-seek game for Weibo. They're not going to catch Gen.G. He gets his back off. They instead go after Care, who does manage to kill off Crisp and gets another stack of his dash back up, but he is surrounded. Xiaohu has to be careful not to die next. Here's a shockwave. Once again, hits no one, and it forces a cleanse out from Light just to make sure they kill off Care.
Elder is going to be up here in almost $120, and Baron won't be on the map, so I'll focus on that.
I'll focus on Sheer to see how much damage Light can bring to get rid of this tank. Sheer chunked down to about 60%. They have a TP coming on the back end. The lights are going to go out. They need to make sure they mark Care. TPing on the backside as the Paranoia is going to go down on Tien with that GA, but Xiaohu is charmed up, and the Pop Blossom hits onto 4 members of Weibo. It has to be Light trying to go back to front on the wrong side of mid lane. As Gen.G gets trapped in that play place, able to get back out. Sheer zombified Mummy goes back out, but the charm hits onto Crisp, forces the cleanse out of Crisp as well. And now FPX have first track on the mid lane with that Baron still alive for a couple more seconds.
Looks like Chris caught that on purpose to protect his teammates. I know it got him low, but yeah, that fight, I mean, that was a really nice execution on the Xiaohu. I'm surprised that he lived as long as he did, frankly. Because I really like surprised that he lived as long as he did. On the flip side of the fight, Gen.G had flash, had ult, so I was looking at him to see if he went deep within the last half, but just wasn't the case. Sheer's ulting back to this, won't have ult now for the fight. It's getting very low.
Yeah,
we're flipping.
FPX, they have to go forward now. It's going to have to be a hero steal from Iowa. He doesn't get it. Tien secures the Elder, and that's just going to ruin the entire game plan for FPX. He goes down valiantly. But now the big bad Greybeard Dragon buff is onto Weibo, and with that, they feel like the most confident players on the Rift right now, and they're going to walk and march their way towards the base of FPX.
Yeah, it's kind of just a death timer diff. As the Scion wasn't up, Sheer did his best to get back, get involved, but with no Scion, they couldn't walk in to take any space. So Elder up, the 2 open inhibitors immediately get deleted, and we'll see how aggressively Weibo want to play this out. They have no waves,
they have
so
no
they got to fix that.
Yeah.
Real decision comes afterwards. Do they continue the siege with Elder, or do they look Baron? Honestly, at this point, I'd continue it. You're stacked up as 5. You can maybe take Baron still on exit, given that you have double super waves, and it's a double uncontested so far from FPX. So I like this from Weibo.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take their inhibitor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You're just signing a death warrant now. Triple inhibitors down, and if you give Baron... Weibo need to be careful, though, overstaying here. I think Baron's just the call. You're going to lose Elder in 15, and they're going to shift on up there.
Yeah, you got to fix the double inhibitors that were already lost, and it's just Weibo between sleep of the map. There is a sneaky ward here, and Sheer's TPing. Do we see a desperate steal? Elder's expired. Elder's expired.
They're too late. Baron's gone. I can't get close enough, even with that Paranoia angle.
Okay. I don't know if there's like a real way to play it out, but I think this team is missing some of Shadow in his direction. Again, a younger team for sure. Especially when they added Jachi. I don't think the plan was to lose Shadow for this split. A lot of those things, he's bringing the BOG. We do know that he's talking a lot in that team and doing a decent job. We'll see how he does later on today, which might be happening here soon, because it seems like FBX in the last draft.
Another good charm there, though, from Kerrigan. CN very, very low. They're going to get the knockup. Redemptions are coming over. And there goes IOI going up the backline, but he flashes out just as quickly as he goes in. The charm knockup is going to land. Light, though, not able to get that blade color down. But Weibo, they can play this patiently. They can just wait to bring unfiltered levels of super minions up towards these Nexus turrets. It's all on FPX to try and clear these waves out. Joy's going to go for the Pop Blossom again. Hits onto multiple members, but you can't get Jachi in. Jachi is your win condition, and he's got Tien flashing up on top of him. Tien maybe went a little bit too far forward. The Shockwave is going to find IYY, but Jachi needs to survive, but he doesn't have any time. His health bar disintegrates. FPX's chances in this game disintegrate. Their chances in this series gone. Their chances in play-ins locked in thanks to the Weibo 2-0 sweep.
Look, it was stats on the champion, actually. Rakan is most played of all time. This will be his 91st game. This year, he's 100% win rate on it. 5-0 is on. Rocky has been on an MVP caliber split so far. He's finally going to get a recall about a minute after he wanted it. Knight can get a recall and get back into the play. Shadow, hang on a second. Wei just missed his flag drag. Teleport in. Oh, Shadow, you have overstayed, my friend. Knight can teleport in and has done so. Shadow needs to choose his retreat path very carefully. Teleport in from Rookie. Doesn't have the stun right now. Flash out early from Shadow, but Rookie will get the stun anyway. E is not bad from Shadow, but I think he'll die anyway. The recall from Shadow, not getting what they want. Passive from Knight, so close. The last auto will take them. Knight gets something down. Another passive from him. Escapes the knockup. Knight doing very well to trade back something there. Potential now of On getting a flash knock-up onto Mako. Not able to quite do so. We'll get onto Wei instead. Passive coming through. Actually gets a decent amount of damage onto the clone there too. Knight will get some random extra healing from that. Knight does have the level 6. There's no flash. Ult coming in from the Pantheon. Going for the serve play over the wall. Rookie has no flash, but he does have a stun. Might be able to trade one back and might be able to do so. Wei has the flash, has the ult. Should be able to pick this up onto Shadow. It will be a 1-for-1, but Rookie dying means that he'll have less access to some of the farm. Wei will pick this up. It will still be an assist over towards Rookie. Flash in on towards Gala, who spell shields wonderfully. Flashes away from the feather pullback. Ult going forwards. Auto attacks another target. Goes onto Gala. Will that see him to safety? Yes, it will. Double flash from the Zaya. Well, it's very, very good scaling front to back, isn't it? But BLG sometimes give you a little bit more to think about outside of those front to backs. Wait, Elk on. They've been doing okay in the Zaya Rakan lane to land Ws from Rakan, which will give kind of guaranteed QEs from Elk. Pops that W, gets the extra move speed. Wei's on top side. Hang on a second. There's no flash on the Zaya, and he's going to get pulled into the cage. Is that enough to see him through, though? The Zaya ult will keep Elk alive. It's a masterful bait. Up with the best of them. Elk will use that ult, tank the damage, and Wei goes down. This time, he's the one getting counter-ganked. And IG lose their jungler. Kill over to Shadow. Jump out of Fog of War now, and that's a second one to him. Face. Where? Could have flag dragged out a little bit. Gala has no flash. Oh, gets hit by the center of the ult. That's a pretty sweet spot there. The ult is pretty good from the Nico, but Shadow getting the center of the ult gets the extra damage. A kill back onto the Rakan, though, does mean that Gala gets the kill anyway. Good Q from Mako. Mako's actually been playing pretty well. Good root. Lands out. I think Alex dead this time, folks. There's no one coming to help him. No ultimate hit. Might be able to stay on to Mako. Won't be able to. Flag drag comes through. Nico Q will get some extra damage. Well played from Mako to get the root forced to play in Season 4. Now, of course, Season 8 was huge from him too, but Season 4 LCK, or OGN as it was back then, so hard to win, and he won that summer. Shadow jumping in with the ultimate. Dragon's been leashed. Wei's jumped out of the pit. Can they finish off the Dragon right now? Will a fight come in before that? Here comes the bin. Rumble. Easy kill. IG being bought into a play around the Dragon. Wei's trying to see if he can kill the damn thing, but his whole team's dead. The Dragon's been leashed, and Wei won't be able to turn around. Triple kill to Knight down. He doesn't have ult. This is likely a kill. Stun under turret. This should be a dead Aurora. Jumps out with a W, but that does mean there's no extra auto attacks coming through. The redemption coming through. And Knight outplays. Knight outplays. Goes invisible as they try and land the CC chain. On the way to that Rift Maker. And it's Knight. He will get a Medjay at some point in this game, folks. He's carrying this game. IG, they failed to shut that down. Spell Shield gets rid of the charm, but not. The knock-up, the ult, aggressive from Elk as the Zaya Rakan does give value. The redemption to keep them topped up afterwards means that IG, they just see BLG buff out the damage on the paid work. A couple of scuffs. healed up by the Redemption. IG lose their AD carry. And IG are falling behind the Pantheon so much. Jesus Christ, the Aurora damage, forcing the flash out. And the Cataclysm doesn't really do that much either. Hop over the wall. Knight and Elk, so gold going on to ever-increasing problematic 700 gold ahead. The Shy not really able to make much of a dent in this matchup. Dragon goes over to BLG. Unending Despair makes him a very tanky champion indeed. BLG, they have thrown so many games around the Atacard. You know, if I'm playing against BLG, I just wait for them to start Atacard and just see if you can out-team fight. They've been very poor. Hang on a second. The Shy going very low. Ultimate pull by Bin, though, means that the Shy will have to recall. Could teleport into the bot side of the map. Bin's going to recall himself. Atacard started up. Desire helping with this. The wave will spot this. Is there going to be any contest? No. Okay, IG, sadly for them, will not be able to punish an Intercom. Atacard cleanly taken by BLG. This has been one of their biggest pain points in this entire split, this entire year as well. This saw just a bunch of Electro Harpians go into the Shy's backside, reducing the magic resist. Combo onto turret. That's going to set up for a dive onto Bin. The Tib is getting some value. Teleport in from the Aurora. They need to finish this off pretty quickly. Nico ult going on to the anti-stun. Aurora will be here, though. Forces one flash. Will get potentially another kill. Second flash instead. Knight, Riftmaker stacked up. Has the W to jump force. 3 flashes for one, buddy. We'll spot him out in the brush there. Has Merc Trez to help him out a little bit. Gala's used that ultimate to go forwards. Knight, can he get the kill? Yes, he can! The shotgun comes through. Is anyone else coming into his service? No. Not at this point. Gala will get the kill on the backside. 1,000 gold shut down to the Sivir. That's a pretty penny in the pocket. 3 flashes. 1,000 gold shutdown given over to Sivir. I think Knight might rue that at the end of the day. BLG letting the objective control go over to IG. Pantheon all into the backline. He's going into an Annie stun, though. He hasn't pulled it just yet. Sivir ult on the way back. Ornult's good. Dragon secured. I think this is a good team fight for IG, all in all. Stun goes on to Ollie. Can't engage now. IG, get the Dragon. Do they want an extra fight? Could potentially walking forwards. Flash knockup onto Bin. Maybe a little far there. Shotgun lands onto just the clone, actually. Got a little bit baited by that. The Shy loses the flash, but gets it out of Bin. IG get a Dragon. Sivir on IE. You know what, folks? I think Gala can carry this now. Doesn't matter that Rookie's behind in gold. If he just gets some CC onto people, that's a problem. On, chain CC, completely dead. On, had no right being there. You had no teammates even near you. Shared perma CC'd is On. That's a bad death from a guy that's had... Hang on, is it Elk's turn to now randomly? The BLG still stand. That means it's hard to get vision into, like, this kind of line. Now, around Baron, we want to get some out. Hang on a second. Knight getting caught out on the top side. Maybe they don't need it. Jumping over. He's just way too far up. Way too far up. Has flash, doesn't use it. Knows he's gone way too far. That's such an easy kill onto Knight. And suddenly, with the Aurora dead, perhaps they can fight it. Maybe they can fight the Baron now. There's no Aurora combo into it. Just Knight pushing up way too far. IG had just gotten vision control on that top side. Elk now going against the Shy. Will put on his ultimate. It might be too late, though. Ult from Ornn lands onto him. He's still safe, though. And IG do not get the killer blow. Flash forwards, gets onto the carries again. And the Sivir gets the free fire. The equalizer is magnificent on the other side of it, though, as Bin turns, burns, takes down 2, and Bin's Rumble cooks IG alive. Even after killing Knight, after killing Elk, they forget there's a carry in the top side. The 2-item Bin goes absolutely mental. They'll take down the mid lane in a turret as IG. That should have been the game-winning play for them. Instead, they go too far looking for an extra kill. And Bin turns things around. Using Knight after losing Elk at the start of the play. After Garlo flew into the play, 3+ items ricocheting through it. IG cannot get the kills. The equalizer is the damage they need. For those of you that don't know, the Chinese community have often dunked on Bin's Rumble because it's not been that good compared to his other champions. But that right there shows you the practice he's put into it. IG will get themselves... If that exhaust doesn't drop, I think they kill 2 through that. Top side of the map, On dies again, though. In the picture-in-picture. That's going to blunt a little bit of the Baron push. On. Some bad deaths from him this game. Bad deaths in general from BL. First pulled by On from the spellbook. Not exactly sure what he was looking for there. Pushing in 2 lanes, not the 3. We don't really see 1-3-1 with Baron buffs anymore because ever since G2 2019 showed us that you can just engage onto the one-man unit or three-man unit. You can't really do that. Equalizer's nasty. The bloodletter's popping. Gala going low. Remember that. Hang on a second. On's going to get turned around onto, and he'll die in return, though. Maybe that's the option. On, another death from him. It's been an awkward split of deaths from him. Shadow caught out has GA. He can at least respawn. I think he made a mistake using that empowered Q. He won't have the E when he comes off of the cooldown now. Bin getting caught in the Cataclysm. IG trying to get one last bit of burn. A flash forward for a Bellows Breath, which doesn't quite get it. And on the other side, Knight shotguns back into their face. He still has the Aurora ultimate. Can potentially get a kill over the wall. It'll be one and out on. Getting caught again. Remember at MSI when he was on the Nautilus through nearly a one game back towards, I forget who it was. Was it Mad Lion? They had. A little later on, Rookie has level 16, has flash. First bit of the on-ult misses, the second bit's even worse. That's not good from the Shy. Good Q coming through from Gala will take some chunk out of Elk, but they have Redemption. That'll help even more, actually. Using that earlier, I don't mind that. The Shy, ooh, that's a problem. Pantheon ult coming in, separating out the team. Ongoing forwards. The Nico ult is stopped in its tracks. Elk putting up the feathers in the choke point. I think this is the one fight for BLG. A missed on ultimate, a failed disengage, and IG lose their top laner. A lot of HP on Gala, who also loses the flash. I think this is the game-ending fight for BLG. Despite their late game woes in previous series, this one looks a little bit better in game one. Great play from Elk to just put down their ultimate feathers in the choke point. Give no hope of IG fighting back. But it's really the missed ult from the Shy, which sees BLG the winning angle. Is there any other play now? Gala going to be forced onto by Shadow. Spell shields well, but that's the Aurora ultimate coming through. IG don't lose anyone. Gala spell shielding well. Down to half HP. Will be able to survive. Taken by BLG. That is really, really not very good there, folks. Clean feed, sort yourself out. Rookie will stop a recall onto the other side. Bin gonna get caught out on the recall. Level 18, it doesn't matter. The Rumble goes down. And in the late game, BLG get the Dragon, but they lose one on the recall. And IG, they do not give over an Ocean Soul. That's important. The Shy will take some damage here. Ultimate into the choke point. Knight had the full Leandries and the Riftmaker. Flash onto the Aurora, and Gala can get some damage down. The Shy, will he be stopped in the second part of his ultimate? No, he will not, and he'll go down as well. Elk is alive. He'll ignore some damage, but not enough. Gala, full HP. It's currently a 2 for 3, a 3 for 1 as things go through. As Pantheon also goes down at the back end of the play. That should be the sign that IG can start the Baron. There's no teleport on Knight for him to get back into the play. If he wanted to, he has enough HP, but God, Bin dying on that recall may well cost BLG the game. The Raptors, he's not been spotted. Will they spot the shot? They spot the flag. They spot the flag. They should know he's around now. He gets jumped on to Elk. Elk is going to turn around for a huge round of damage. He doesn't have flash though. Elk, he's face checked into the side, and Way's magnificent vision play kills the enemy AD carry. IG get themselves the Xayah for free. Way against his old team of BLG, the team which kicked him for Beitron and then Shadow, might have just delivered the killer blow in game one. BLG's late game vision control, their macro, has been their undoing. And the jungler is apparently their shot caller for it. They've said it themselves in interviews. Not to dunk down too much on him, but if he is struggling, perhaps there is something to be discussed there. BLG do not look like they know where they're going. The equalizer, the ultimate coming through. The empowered E is not enough to keep him alive for that long. He'll go down for one last flick of those, that Chalice-R, those cross blades. Where's the extra damage? Shadow goes down. That's an awful ultimate from him. He just jumps into his death. It's not Helldivers, it's not ODSD, but he still jumps feet first into hell. And that's going to leave the jungler dead for the soul. BLG stands for bad late game. IG will get themselves Ocean Soul after turtling and coming out before that left them without that DPS. It's hard for the Xayah to walk forwards into the play anyway. And BLG, they're on the back foot now. Ocean Soul on the other side. They didn't have the damage to begin with. Bin has flash, might have to use it. Doesn't use it right now. Knocked up, the CC chain starts, and Bin, you might have wanted to use that flash. Goes down twice in critical late game scenarios. Lost them the Baron. And right there might lose them the base. BLG's late game just leaves so much to be desired. Knight 7-2, but cannot determine this game. BLG as a team do not know how to pick apart this IG composition, who have done so well at picking the engage and peeling back. Started teleport in from the Rumble, who has a death cap himself. Bin has struggled in this late game. Flash forward onto Knight. They catch him on the edge of that too. Ults forwards, but the CC chain might just land anyway. Gets out to safety. Mako uses his combo, removes a lot of threat from that Aurora, but Knight will make it out alive. Wait, has flash, has ult. Might be able to go flash for flash with Elk. Might be worth to do so. He pulls it out early. Flash out of the Xayah. That's all they need. That's all they need. No summoner now on that on. Trying to protect Elk, double knock-up. They still have the ultimate, and he won't even use it. Elk goes down into the GA. Pantheon comes back into the play as well. BLG, where's the magic? You don't have the damage. They'll get some damage onto the backline. GA pops by Gala. He'll revive, and Shadow goes down. Rookie gets stunned as Bid is caught out again. Died at the start of the play, dies at the end. 3 kills for IG as they'll keep walking forwards as Elk could not get peeled for. The fella pullback, not enough. Invictus Gaming rule the late game as BLG cannot get it done. They cannot get it across the line. Teleports into the base. Invictus Gaming, they shut up shop. They wait till late game. They saddle up and will beat BLG in game 1. 45 minutes plus, but IG saddle up and the late game advantage comes through. Wei will kill his old mid laner as Knight cannot rule the game from the early advantage. Time trying his hands again at the Bard, which is not necessarily been an LPL by way here. Rookie could look for a flash E, and he does just about miss it. Phase rush available for Knight. Is he going to be able to get out in time? Wei, oh, gets out with that flash bonk. Wei gets an early gank down. Rookie, great setup. That Q at the level 1 helping. Honor's now recalled from bot side. Flash in for the stun, and that'll be a kill on the bot side. Traded it for a 1-for-1, but the wave dies to tower, so it's massive advantage for IG.
Some more damage out there.
Yeah, that has happened before. Oh, that's a good step aside from Shy. Has flash, has ult, should be able to get out with it. Trying to see if he can get away without using it. Flashes away now. I think you probably should have just flashed and then ulted first, the Shy. Going under turret. I think the Shy, that's an unnecessary death. Good slap back from BLG. We'll get the kill there. Yeah. Wei walking towards bot side. Ult onto the tower means that the full cyclone can come through. The tower is not heated up just yet. Do they have enough damage? I think they do. Wei will make it out alive. Great play by Mako. His Bard has been excellent. You know, it's not a pick he's played that much. Former owner of IG, who subbed himself into play with the World Championship IG roster and won a best of 3 with them. Ridiculous. Mako tunnels over the wall. Dragon goes to BLG. First one of the game. Plate going to be taken by Elk just before the teleport comes in. Knight. Fighting with Rookie. Onzu as well. Rookie has flash. Fairly tanky. Oh, and a good shockwave there. The sombrero works. Rookie outplayed by Knight in the bot side as he flashes to his own demise. Good play for Knight. And he makes his entrance into this game. 1,000 gold up on Rookie, by the way. That could be important. We did say, look, we didn't like the Orianna for Knight, not because he's bad at the champion, but because he doesn't call the shots as much. Bin gonna get full CC chain, but he gets the ult onto Wei. Is it enough? Cyclone coming through. I don't think the flash will be enough, and he'll die. Mako tunneling through. But he may have to add on a little bit of extra CC as well. So a win in one side lane, and a loss in another for both teams, actually. Cross mapping, well and truly. Jump over the wall. Slow onto Gali. Gets the move speed out. Where's the arrow going? Wide is where it's going. Shadow over the wall. No shockwave here. The Shy is here. Ulting onto the Wukong. That's a full charge. Sion Q, though, in the brush. They didn't spot him. And Shadow goes down. Wei will die as well. Knight now has red buff. I think he can chase him down here, actually. This should be a 2-for-1. Knight gets himself the extra damage needed. And the Shy will flash and die as he gets a double kill. Does Knight. Fighting all over the map, though. Elk dies in his own jungle. IG, given as good as they get across the map. Mid lane tower. Fully finished off by IG? I think so. Oh, flash forward trying to catch them out under that. Good flash forward from Shadow. Gets himself a kill onto Mako. As they... What's happening in this top side? Well, the Shy, his tower's dead, so we won't have that to help him. I think the Shy's gonna die again, folks. Well, the Shy's just died in the side lane once more. I wish I could say that's an uncommon phenomenon, but it's not. Rookie will take a tower on the other side at least. First tower did go to IG. Question mark? Doesn't matter. They have defeat to strength anyway. Oh, they took the mid lane tower. Yeah, of course they did. IG took the first tower there earlier. Mako has ult. Potentially, hang on a second. Shy doesn't have that good shockwave onto Gala. Oh, that is so close to killing. Less than 30 HP. Good shockwave by Knight. He's had a good Orianna game outside of getting caught out in that 2v2. Now caught out in their own jungle. Wei has... Oh, missed ult from the Ambassador. Wei had flash, uses the Cyclone. That is going into mid lane outer turret. No, he's afraid of getting cycloned there, I guess, so he'll just put it through midway, pushing the mid lane instead. Taking it on a roundabout journey. On's bizarre adventure. Dragon started by IG. Now, will they get engaged onto properly here? Hang on a second. Shadow coming in. Bin does have ult. Gala forced to back off a little bit. Dragon taken by IG. Varus onto the Shy. Does have ult. Good ult. Hey, it's a little bit anti-synergy. It's not too bad. The Q coming through a little late from the Shy, who goes down early. Where's that Galio ult going? It's going into the backline. Shockwave onto 2. BLG out. Team fighting. Taking down Gala. Leaves them without so much damage. Nile pick up another kill. Great Shockwave in the middle of the fight from the Orianna. Rookie flashes over the wall. I don't think he gets out from this. I don't think he gets out. There's so many people heading towards him. He doesn't have a teleport. On won't go for the full kill himself because he knows he can. He's supposed to ignite on to make sure there's nothing like a silly, thingy or whatever going. Kill over tonight. No exhaust. No exhaust. The other thing. Oh, execute. Onto Rookie. 5, 1, and 4 on the Orianna. Now, typically, as we've said, it's going to happen at the The engage. Hang on a second. Atacon is up, and BLG unknown to inter-round this. The Shy's on the flank. Please do not throw at Atacon again, BLG. Not this time. Please, no. Atacon now started by IG, or rather kept going from them. BLG had taken a decent amount of the HP off of it. It's now under half HP. Now, IG, you also... Yeah, just let it go. Just let it go. Please don't get tanked. Yeah, Garlic making the right choice there, walking into the Atacon so he doesn't tank up too much damage from it. Shadow and Bin spotted on the flank. Hang on, that saying means that they can actually take a fight on the other side. What's happening with the Ambessa? Going towards mid lane, wants to push that out. Shadow, is he starting Gromp? No. Spotted on boards there again. He's not in range right now. Heal used to buy some time. Redemption used on both sides now. Both supports are going for it. Black Cleaver shredded onto them too. The Shy is not going to be that tanky. Means that a full stack Varus arrow will hurt like hell. The Shy is not here to pull the door shut. I was worried actually that Mako would get caught out there. A good Zenith Blade could have been very, very scary. Cleanse coming through from Mako. Extra tenacity means that the Varus ult doesn't get that much done either actually. Cleanse, good value there from Mako, but they are losing the slow bleed of tower damage across the map. They lost some in the mid lane inner, lost that bot lane outer. BLG playing the slow objective fight pretty well, actually. Bin CC'd up again. Redemption, broken ass item right now. There's a ton of healing down there. IG not finding their own openings. Typically, I think that IG are pretty good at playing the slow game. But right here, because Bin is... That was a killer joke. Wonderful. Bin jumped onto, again, so Arm Shred onto him. Jumps back with the Repudiation. Half health now onto the Atacon. IG, they can use the Bard ult to delay the objective if they see it going down. Mako might choose to do that now. In fact, I would cast it now, potentially. Just make it a little bit of a flip. It's going to be a flip anyway. Well, he doesn't get the smite. Shadow has flash, but is not going to be able to use it. One kill goes down. Atacon, of course, already dead too. There is the chance of a Galio coming into the play. On doesn't have flash. Should be 2 for the Atacon. Mako not able to stop the bad Atacon going down. The last kill will go to Gala. That second of the fight, which we were just talking about. Going towards the Dragon 2. BLG, I actually think Dragon and 2 kills is not... These things are hard to learn. And it takes a long time to figure out, well, this is where we want our wards. We need to be this early to it to fight around it. In a turret would fall from BLG, for BLG. In favor for them, I guess. I don't know, words are hard. They'll take the inner turret. Mako, gonna tunnel through the wall, maybe. Where's the C? That is a lot of CC. Mako being handed the on treatment from last game. Full CC chain, could not make it safely out there. Would have had to flash tunnel, I think. Wasn't on points with those reactions. And now recall on vision. Ooh, that could be a problem. If they can catch one person out, that could be a problem. Vi could be over the wall. I wonder whether IG should have let one recall come back in. One recall happen, and then attack the second person. Knight using that ball to zone Rookie off the tower. GLG playing a slower game. It's working for them this time. Simple siege. Varus, 12 stack Orianna, but giving it over was bad. Not a great ult there. Not. Oopsies. Tunnel through the wall. Ooh, Taunt onto on. I don't think they should play it around this choke point, though, with the Orianna just around. Shadow, gonna get jumped up by Gala. Not bad damage, though, from Varus. Jesus, that's a lot there. Shadow, Shadow caught out. That's a problem. The jungler of BLG, another late game fumble. The Shy will go down, and it's a 1-for-1. with no smite on the board. IG, I think they'll take that, honestly. No Viol now to threaten out Gala, who heals up a little bit from the Krugs. A lot of it from the Krugs, actually. Decent from that. 1 for 1. Way, walking in. Knight is kind of strong, by the way. Shockwaves him back. There's a flash on him. Oh my word, that's a lot of damage. The Redemption threatening the kill means it zones him right back into Knight. Knight, the Assassin Orianna in the shadow. The Assassin Orianna. Shadows of Faker Season 3. Of Rookie. Season 4 even. Those early seasons of Orianna. We just randomly one-shot people from brush baiting. Baron goes down easy as you like. 5-man does not have a Seekers. Look how he's just one-man controlling so many areas, though. There we go. The ult's coming through. Bardot's not bad, actually. It's okay. Keeps Gala alive a little longer. Gala might be able to DPS now. Okay, Ambessa going wild in the one side of it, though. Gala backing off. I don't think he's going to have enough to save himself from Ambessa. Okay, maybe he will just about. It doesn't matter, though. Gala not doing damage means that IG cannot stand and fight. 2 kills very easily. IG tried to disengage with Galio and with the Bard. I don't think they really communicated which one should go first. Guess it didn't matter too much at the end of it. Way caught out now as well. Has flash. I don't think it's going to matter at all, though. I don't think he wants to use the summoner. May as well just go down peacefully. Good night, sweet monkey. 3 and 4 his way. Great first game. This one looking okay from parts of it, but BLG much more on the same page in game 2 compared to game 1. Gala. He's having some real issues dealing with the Ambessa. This is why we said, look, this champion struggles against heavy dive. You don't have enough lifesteal to see yourself through an Ambessa. Most AD carries don't. You don't have a Zyre ultimate. You don't have a Kai'Sa ultimate to get you away from those threats. There's another Vi ultimate, by the way. It's off cooldown. And they do have the Vi Orianna combo. Shadow just pinging that Q on cooldown. Screaming at us all the while. Parasol onto the Shy. Okay damage, not fantastic, I suppose. Parasol. Poke more than anything else there. Ult onto Elk. Has flash. Teleport in from the side. Here comes Galio. Is he spotted? No, he's not. Flash potentially available. Gets on to Elk, but Shadow has found himself a target on the other side. So Wild Knight might be able, well, Wild Rookie might be able to get himself onto Elk. I don't think it's going to be an even trade as easily as you like. And the shockwave from Knight, who goes to the other side of the fight, not using the teleport to save his AD carry, makes the world of difference. The dive onto the AD carries is not equal. Elk lives. Gala dies, no outplay there, as IG blasted in game 2. BLG so much more clean this game than the last. They've had a couple of throws in the late game. This one, bereft of them, luckily, thankfully for them, and we'll be going to a game 3. We see the problems of the Yunara up front and center. If you don't have the peeling tools, if you don't have the ability to save yourself from the heavy dive, Yunara gets popped. You don't bring them yourself. You don't have that Zyre ultimate, the Kai'Sa ultimate. Gala, despite having a pentakill on the champion, cannot rectify the mistakes of his team in this one. IG get brought to it.
You get to interact really well with everything in this game. So I think the Shy's going to be under a lot of pressure, has to survive early. I'm curious to see what kind of setups we see mid, because I expect the run. I think it's a very good call from BLG, and for me, Wei had the timer to think or do this when he took the blue buff, but didn't. And that's going to be interesting to look, interesting one to look at looking back, because I don't know if that's worth it or not. I really am not sold.
Love to see Jordan onto the right team, but here's the trade-off. Shadow's going to go for the dive on the flashless Kai'Sa, and Gala, I mean, this is just AD carry life. There's no way to outplay this. See, nearly, I actually will shut me up very quickly, and he gets the kill on. And that's all you can really ask for.
Neither have TPs. 4v4. Mako.
Oh, he flashes over the dredge line to grab Shadow. Miasma's going to come down here. Knight got hit against the wall. Mako's going to survive here. Knight is starting to churn out these poison fangs, and the Realm Orb is the only thing that's going to save Rookie.
I mean, Knight already too tanky. I will say the depth charge from On was really good there because it disrupted the Kai'Sa, so Gaba couldn't Killer Instinct to follow through on the Knight because everything went onto the Cassiopeia. But in the end, a disjointed fight. Mako going for... Played all 3 poorly. The Shy's dead here. This angle's too good. He's got no flash.
Yep. He's going to try and hop a little bit away to try and draw BLG away from that Rift Herald and buy time. Just soaking up as much attention, but he does go down. It does get Wei that Herald, though. IG are going to try and run back out. Is on, looks to find a dredge line. Elk is very strong with the Dreamy Force already completed. Pretty far ahead. Valkyrie's over as the exhaust, and the Glacial Prison will lock up Way. Elk picks up a second kill. BLG make that Rift Herald come at a cost.
Shadow flashed to secure that, and the race is on for first brick. This needs to be secured for IG to prevent feats. Meanwhile, Gala under siege mid. This is a 4v2. This is very dangerous against Cassio. She's so tanky that they can play this. Oh, Bin won it. That's feats.
Yeah.
That's huge for BLG.
Look how much of the map they're going to open up here as well. He should be able to pick up this mid-tier 1 turret. I don't think Gala can really step up and deny this. He gets way too close to another dredge line.
That's not worth it
Deja
all.
vu.
Yeah, I just see like full AP Nunu just, you know, nuking him.
Did you say Boba Fett? You mean, are we switching for
Django
Fets
Fett.
here?
Yeah, Django Fett. Yeah. Okay.
All right, hold on.
I tried to be a real one.
You're looking about as dizzy with your Fets as Spin is trying to figure out what this dive is from IG. But hey, with Kaisa coming in, they've got enough sauce. And down goes Bin.
It's
Pick up a turret as well.
Yeah. That's the question. 3 grubs secured for IG, so BLG can't punish this quite as hard.
I do like this a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it ends up being a great play for IG in the end. Wow. Okay. Inners, gold funneled onto Gala. I think that's worth whatever BLG gets back, quite frankly. Maybe they can fight this next dragon. That's a nice gold injection. They're only down 1k gold after that.
That's
again, so much tankiness to get through.
There's so much against IG that Keeper's Verdict can really just silence. But Gala is completely out of position.
What?
Gala.
Why?
Oh.
That... Because I actually think that like IG just took a couple of really good steps to give them...
All right, get Kaisa in position.
They've got great vision. I mean, this is secured.
All right.
Now, can they exit? They can roll warp out and get cute with this, by the way.
I don't even think they're going to have to. I think
okay, that's a good call.
On Otacon. Does Mako pay the price? Is the only one that walks around? Yes, he absolutely does, as he gets nabbed out of mid-air by a big boy anchor coming from On, and he's going to take the kill for himself as he earned it. Mid-tier 2 also going to go down, so BLG get a lot more.
Both monster objectives spawn in the buck 10, and the real monster might be Bin in the brush.
He's hiding and waiting like his own swamp. You walk too close towards the marsh. Way's going to get stunned up. Shadow getting heralded as he gets flashed on and thrown into the wall. Good play there by Way. The Shy goes over top to stun up Knight as well. Mako's going to get traded on the backside here. Doesn't have Dominus yet. There's the Keeper's Verdict. Going to knock out Shadow, secure the Dragon. There's that clutch popule we needed to see from IG and Way. It's going to stall out the game a bit longer for him.
Bin's not going to reveal his position. BLG can try and rush to the Baron to at least draw IG in. Keeper's Verdict is the only big cooldown that was burned as IG won out on the setup during the replay. Redemption was used to scout. I like that from IG. I think that they can just play mid now, but fight.
Oh, but Way walks into a dredge line, Glacial Prison combination, and they're allowing Knight to stack up these Twin Fangs. Bin held off to the side by the Dowers, but Elk gets the kill with the Rocket. Rookie gonna have to flash out to create space. Gala holding on to that killer instinct, doesn't find any angle to go back in. He's starting to lose out on his front line. Mako gonna get heralded down. Dredge line not gonna land, but it's not gonna matter. The Shy goes in for a huge Narbar, but where's the rest of the damage? There's nobody left. Gala can't get close enough. Rookie can't either. The Shy's heroics fall flat as the Petrifying Gaze does not stop the Realm Warp, but BLG keep all 5 members up.
I mean, Gala just can't go into the fight. And the fight, it gets picked apart because of how big this Cassio is. The YYs, the Leandries, the ability to just, you know, take away the health, and then the conditions being bad for IG. Kaisa can't enter. I think BLG holding on to a lot of cooldowns to make it hard for Kaisa to enter. God, Gala walking in there. That's
Shadow's
scary.
So low. Shadow's very, very low.
They fight
after. The Baron. They got to get out here. Gala's going to start picking them apart. Rookie doing a really good job kind of fronting the rest of the BLG, chasing him down. They're going to Killer Instinct forward onto Bin. Should be able to take away one of these Barons, and they will as they trade Rookie back out. BLG's health bars are too hurt to really look for anything more.
Barons has set up a much more positive upcoming Ocean Soul spawn for them.
What a vicious cycle IG have been trapped in by this very Billy game team as the Glacial Prison fadeaway shot finds its mark on the way. Beautiful use of that ultimate coming out from Shadow, and that's going to continue the siege forward as they look to knock down Inhibitor turret.
And yeah, that's another Ocean they're just going to give over. That's I'd say a big positive for IG.
They can look for the fire on the back end. Bean does teleport with the dominance. Here's Keeper's verdict from way. Can he get close enough to knock anybody out? No! It falls flat. And you don't like this fight if you're IG. 5 versus 5 here. Bin holding 3 members of IG at bay, but he gets slammed to the wall. Gala has enough damage at this point. 3 items deep. Rookie's going to flash forward. They're looking to find the miracle fight. Killer Instinct forward. Down goes the 80 carry. And there's the shot with the big Gnar. The Petrified Gaze hits 4, but Knight cannot save this fight. A last breath issue coming from IG, and they're going to clean house until Knight stands tall to turn. No, it's not enough. IG are back in it. They might just push for the win here.
What was that, BLG? The Dragon was down. The conditions were bad. IG went out before, and BLG just threw the game.
Oh my God. BLG just threw all of it away in one fight. 30 minutes of domination coming, but all that matters is the last minute where IG finally conquer their demons in BLG.
I cannot believe the throw from just give the